Thank you, Rob, and thank all of you for attending today's webinar. As you know, it's a new year, so we feel with the well-thought-out technology combined with our low prices, that many of you and possibly your customers will be supporting some of our new products I'm going to show you today. Okay, believe it or not, our first club head that I'm going to show you is the driver series that our customers created as a direct result of our Hireko wants you to help design our next driver from the ground up campaign. This was a challenge trying to appease as many golfers as possible, but there was one underlying theme, and that was distance. Let's face it, golfers are greedy. Every golfer expects more distance when they put that shiny new driver in play. And if you haven't been paying attention, the USGA has been putting all sorts of rules and regulations on clubhead design, and golfers today have come to the conclusion that technology is peak out. That's why designers have to use their collective knowledge and understand where distance is lost in the first place to grant their customers their wish for what they're truly looking for. Have you heard the term, get that weak stuff out of here? Well, they're referring to that feathery fade, as you call it, that the reality is a slice. It's caused by that over-the-top or outside-in move that's robbing you of distance. This is evident by most shots off the tee resulting into a push, fade, or the dreaded slice. And those shots typically go very high and land with very little roll if they land in bounds at all. I remember a few years ago, Golf Digest did an article called Add 42 Yards Now. They explained if you were able to change to more of an inside-out movement, the golfer who's going 95 miles an hour could gain as much as 42 yards. Well, in reality, we know that's not possible to add quite that much yardage, as this would require a huge swing change on behalf of the golfer, and face it, most golfers are not that committed to practicing. But with some encouragement, a person can swing with more of an inside half, or at least less outside than what they're currently doing. That was the thinking behind the Acer XDS Insider and how it got its name. So we all heard the profile of the head, as well as created a ridge along the crown to create a middle picture of swinging from the inside. This is subtle as well, because I remember in the initial group of golfers I tested, they weren't even aware of it until I explained it to them later. But if you look at the upper right-hand diagram, the red line is the inside-out swing path, whereas the blue line is the over-the-top or outside-in. The XDS Insider is also draw biased, and this helps produce more roll and overall distance. We did this in two ways. One was by adding internal weighting toward the heel of the club. The other method was incorporating an asymmetrical sole design, shifting more weight toward the heel in order to assist in rotating the club head and squaring the face upon impact, both of which causes a draw spin on center impact. One other feature is the face angle is designed a little bit more closed than what you're typically used to seeing from us, or about what the majority of the name brand companies are doing now. We'll discuss this more in the next couple slides, but this was to provide some additional corrective measures. I'm always fascinated in how golfers respond to different parameters. Case in point is face angle. To many golfers, once they see a closed face angle, they're not even aware that they're manipulating the club face or their stance open, and essentially negating the potential benefit of the club face being closed to begin with. The Acer XDS Insider addresses this problem as the face angle is cleverly disguised by the masking on the crown to provide a square or squarer looking appearance so they can just trust their natural swing. And lastly, the Acer XDS Insider boasts a variable face thickness cup face design, and this gives you a little bit more distance on your off-center shots. The next head we're going to talk about is going to take some additional explaining, but I bet by year's end this will be one of our best sellers because it works. If you're missing fairways off the tee on a regular basis, then the Acer XDS Insider Thriver was designed for you. Now, what the heck is a Thriver? Well, if you combine the terms 3-wood plus driver, you get Thriver, or the best of both worlds when it comes to these two heads. Let's think about this for a second. The driver is about 3 times the size or volume of a 3-wood, producing roughly twice the moment of inertia, making it, in theory, more forgiving.
Welcome to GoToWebinar, Web Events Made Easy.
The legal limit to more distance. On the other hand, a 3-wood is more lofted, and this cuts down on side spin. Plus, and maybe more importantly, is the 3-wood shorter to enable you to have more control. So why not just cut down your driver? Well, that's easy because it would be too light to effectively control. And based upon the success we had with the Keeman Raw Power 3-wood, we designed the Acer XDS Insider Thriver to weigh 10 grams more than a normal driver. The more controllable length, which is a mere 1 inch shorter, now has the proper amount of weight in your hands. Plus, the addition of this supplementary weight produces an even higher MOI for the ultimate control off the tee, and what I like to call a fairway-seeking demon. You wouldn't think that 1 inch would matter much, but from those who have tested it, can attest just how easy this club is to hit. The Acer XDS Insider Thriver Edition has many of the same features as the standard version, such as the crown alignment and the internal weighting and the better face technology. But This model has a 14-degree loft, about the same as a strong lofted 3 would. And since we went shorter, we didn't feel we needed to make the faces closed, but we still did the special masking on the crown to make the club head look square. The Acer XDS Inside or Fairway woods derive their name from the very same subtle visual alignment aids on the crown, as well as the shape to encourage you to swing on the inside-out path. Again, this is important not only to provide increased distance, but accuracy and a solid feel and impact. Too many golfers just make that over-the-top move and end up slicing the ball and ultimately losing confidence in their clubs. We designed this series to prevent that from happening. What is unique is that each numbered fairway wood in the series has a different face angle. This promotes the proper amount of assistance in squaring up the club face by providing help where it's needed most, and that is in the longer, lower lofted club heads. But with our square optical alignment system, it provides that square appearance to each club and creates a consistent appearance. This eliminates the need to make those minor adjustments in ball placement and the stance or how the golfer aligns to the target, instead of letting the club do what it was intended to do in the first place. While we've explained the technology you can see, with the Acer XDS Insider, there's also 3 other features you can't see. The diagram on the right will kind of explain all this. A substantial amount of additional internal weighting was placed deep within the head, low and in the rear areas. And this helps create the added stability and the higher launch angle. And this is only possible by incorporating our exclusive variable crown technology to lighten the crown area, as we have so many of our new models in the past 2 years. We also have a variable thickness face for a more active face, and this incredible sound and feel and impact. This shallow face design also has a 4-way radius sole to reduce contact with the turf, so it's playable virtually on any course condition. I think this makes it one of the more user-friendly fairway woods in the market for today's average golfer. I should probably state this, that too many companies use the tour to test their products and then rely on more accomplished players to write reviews and then provide the trickle-down pyramid of influence. Well, this is fine and dandy if you have a stable of professionals using your product, like only a handful of companies have. Hireko, on the other hand, we designed the opposite way. By catering to the vast majority of golfers